This is Women Radio WFM 91.7. I hope that you are enjoying your Friday. Yes, it's the last day of this week. In fact, let's just call this week a public holiday week. All right. So, well, whichever way it turns out to be for you, I hope that you have been having a very great week. All right. And you're looking forward to have a better weekend. All right. So it's about 30 minutes, or rather, let's say 29 minutes to 12 right here on Women Radio, which is Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. And of course, we are here right now obstructing your music because there's something very important we need to talk to you about. And of course, I'm not the one going to be doing all the talking. I have the programs officer for Center for Gender Economics in Africa with us this morning, and we are going to be looking at resting and aging, sleep tips for older women. So yes, what we're going to talk about right now is as regards to older women. All right, so it's because sometimes once as life goes on, we get to change, and this changes involves that we have to get old. So once we get to that point where we're old, when we have the old within us right now, and we ourselves are going to get old. So once we get there, what are we supposed to do? So it's better you are armed with the right information now, so that when you get old, you know what to do. And for those who are old right now, our aged parents, living amongst us, how do we take care of them? How do we ensure that they are well taken care of? So today we're going to be looking at resting and aging. All right, we're going to give sleep tips for older women. And like I said, I have the program officer of Center for Gender Economics in Africa. I have Regina Solomon with me this morning on this program. Good morning, Regina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So how's all the public holidays? And we're looking forward to another weekend. How are you feeling about all of this?
Oh, it's been a great week. I mean, we can't exactly say some of us took rest during the week, but I mean, it's been great.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, of course, today on this particular program, we're looking at resting and aging and, giving sleep tips for older women with Regina Solomon, the programs officer for Center for Gender Economics in Africa. All right, Regina, let's get on to it. Now, why do you think it is actually important, or rather, what's the significance of rest and quality sleep for older women's physical, mental, and emotional health? All right. Now, for us younger ones, you will all know that you need to sleep, you need to rest your bones and all of that. But for older people, especially for women that we're looking at right now, when we look at them, we say, but they're always in one place. So why do they need to? How are we talking about quality sleep for them? They hardly do. They're no more active. They're no longer as active as they used to be. So all they do is probably rest, stay here, go here, do one or two things. So, but why should we emphasize on rest and quality sleep for older women?
Thank you very much. I'll start by saying for us, this is a very crucial topic. This is very important. Having worked with this set of people in our project communities, it's very important that we speak about this. So it's just us sharing best practices and learnings that we have gleaned during the course of this project. So I'll start by saying that generally for everyone, rest and sleep is important to one's physical and emotional health. A good night's sleep helps you improve concentration, memory formation, and it allows your body to repair any cell that may have been damaged during the day. So this goes a long way in refreshing your immune system and then helps you in preventing diseases. So if you are not resting well, if you are not sleeping well, it is already bad. And the truth is, as we age, our sleep pattern changes. And this is because when we sleep at night, our body produces growth hormones that help us grow. But when we age, the levels of these hormones being produced tend to reduce. And so you notice that you begin to experience decrease in deep sleep. Say you were a deep sleeper when you were much younger, but you realize that you can't even sleep deeply again. Any small noise, you are up and awake. You also notice that your sleep becomes fragmented. You wake up very often in the course of the night, like in between the night. And you realize that most times your older ones, they tend to sleep very early in the evenings and they wake up very early. Most times they don't stand up to do anything, but they are there on their bed very early. Their eyes is open, sharp, and wide. And other times you'd also realize that you tend to toss and turn and toss and turn before you are able to fall asleep at night. This is due to the decrease of the growth hormones. And then during the daytime, this leaves you sleepy. So these are like sleep disorders. Like these are sleep disorders already. And some of the sleep disorders that older women face are insomnia. Insomnia is generally the inability to sleep, the inability to sleep well. Restless leg syndrome. I had a grandmother before she passed. I noticed that every time we walk into the room while she's sleeping, her feet are shaking. So it's like her body is telling her you are supposed to be active, but you are sleeping. So that's like the restless leg
Hmm.
syndrome. And then the sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is you just realize that there is breathlessness while you sleep. And this can occur not just in older women, it can occur in persons of any age. So it's important that if you notice these things, you see a doctor, you seek medical help, seek medical attention. And so, having mentioned the disorders, this common sleep disorders, there are so many others, but these are like the common ones. I would like to share like a few courses and then would progress from there. Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead.
So, some of the causes of these sleep disorders are depression, anxiety disorders. You tend to tell your older parents, especially the older women, you worry a lot. And the truth is, yes, older women worry a lot. They worry about their children. They worry about the fact that if they are gone, how would their children cope? You can't exactly take that out of them. They are mothers before any other thing. You can't take that out of them. Their worry even extends to their grandchildren. Some of them even worry about the weirdest things. You can't like they wonder if their children are missing, if their children are in prison, especially for the ones that have lost touch with their
Hmm.
children along the way. Yes, so they worry a lot. Another cause could be medical conditions and side effect of medications that they take. So we know that older adults they tend to take more medications than the younger ones, and a combination of these drugs can impair sleep. Most of them take diuretics, that is to get rid of excess water in the body. And getting rid of excess water means that you urinate a lot. So taking this medication prior to their nighttime when they rest means that in the night their sleep will be distorted because they would visit the restroom frequently all through the night. Another cause is traumatic experiences. These women have faced a lot while they were younger. So we have a documentary on our YouTube channel. It's titled Still Hurts. It speaks to the kind of trauma that these women have experienced. Growing up, most of them have been victims of gender-based violence, victims of abusive marriages, and for some of them at the time, they thought that they'll probably get over it without seeking appropriate help because I mean they were active, going to work, they meet people along the day. But now growing older, you realize that they are not so active. So when they are seated and then they are just quiet, these thoughts have a way of creeping back and causing restlessness and sleeplessness. Another thing is low levels of certain chemicals or minerals in the body. This brings us to the kind of food that
They
this
eat.
demography should be taken. Yes.
Hmm.
As you age, your feeding pattern should also change. We understand that the truth is, you don't even have to break a bank. You don't have to break a bank. You can just work with your budget, work with what you have. And so, anyone that is 60 and above should be given more vegetables, beans, fruits, whole grain and high fiber varieties, lean meats, food and drinks with less sugar and less salt, as these kind of things are not good for their health. Then, specifically for the women, menopause and postmenopause is another cause.
Hmm.
So you notice that during menopause, Women tend to experience hot flashes and night sweat, and this can span into postmenopause. Having this kind of feelings can be very uncomfortable, and it has the ability to distort their sleep. That is why it is important that as we age, we improve our daytime habits, especially diets and exercises.
Hmm.
So, moving on,
Yes, please go ahead.
like, like I stated earlier,
Hmm.
we understand now. I want to be sharing tips. So we've worked in communities, and
Mm-hmm.
so we understand that not every older woman out there
Yeah.
will be able to access the appropriate help that they need. So what would just be dishing out are general tips that they can use, and also the younger ones. These are tips that you can use for your aging mothers and older women around us. The first one is changing one's sleeping routine to promote a regular sleep schedule and proper sleep hygiene. So, understanding that as you age, your sleep pattern change is the first step. And so, it is important that you also change your sleep routine. So, it just has to be the littlest things as making their rooms comfortable. You don't have to do so much. You can just incorporate repainting their room, changing things around. If you visit your grandmother in the village, you would notice that there are some things in the house that have been there for over 10 years, and those things need to be moved. So you can pack those things out. And for the children that have financial capacities that are very, very capable, when you go to see your older parents, take cleaners with you. Let them clean, dust every nooks and crannies of the house. Just make sure that they are in an organized environment. Make sure they are in a clean environment. And you can also help them carry out bedtime rituals like having their baths, playing music, helping them practice relaxation techniques. These relaxation techniques could be deep breathing. It helps calm the nerves. It could also be meditation. Meditation in the morning when they wake up, meditation at night before they sleep. These things help them maintain a sense of inner calmness. Because, truth be told, when your mind is very noisy, it causes restlessness and then you will not be able to sleep. Also ensure that they are in comfortable beds. It's very sad that sometimes parents go through a lot to train children, and when you see the conditions that these older persons are living in, it is very disheartening, like they never had children. So you don't have to do the really big things, you just have to pay attention to the very little details. Another thing you can do for them is ensure that they do not eat late at night or drink so much liquid at night. Because, of course, when they eat late at night or drink so much liquid, that they wake up in between to use the restroom and their sleep is distorted. Another thing you can do for them is let them avoid caffeine, any stimulating drink at all. Coffee, energy drinks, soda, let them avoid all of those things as it is not even good for persons their age. Then also try to engage them in exercise. You don't have to let your older person do jumping jacks and all those strenuous exercise. No, let them move their bodies gently, gentle stretches. Possibly let them take a walk, evening strolls before they sleep. And yeah, another thing you can do is please during the daytime, ensure that they get access to natural light. Let them get access to natural light. Don't let them stay locked up in a room all day. As when they are in connection with the environment, it has a way of cheering them. They are sitting outside, they see children jumping, going to school, they see people going about their businesses. It just has a way of enlightening their moods instead of making them locked up in a dark room all day. Most times they may not even want to get out of bed, but carefully take them out. Carefully let them see the need to go out of their beds. The other thing you can do for them is engage them in positive affirmations. Positive affirmations, we can't even under or overemphasize this. It has a way of lifting their spirit. It is so lifting, and it has a way of helping them build their self confidence in English or whatever language they would understand. Just take them through it. So during the course of the project, we did two things that really these two things were very emotional for us. We had a beauty and experience photo shoot where we took our older women to a makeup studio, had their makeup done, gave them a dress over,
Are
and
you
took them
serious?
for a photo shoot. Yes, took them for a photo shoot.
I
Not
can just imagine
like
how beautiful they
very,
all looked.
they looked really beautiful. And then from that point, we're trying to like, okay, how did you feel about this? The women told us that she got to her house and her grandchildren were like, please, who are you looking for? Like you can imagine that she told them, and she was like, I'm the one where it's your grandmother. They were like, no, you're looking too fine. And these women just realized that they are not entirely they're not entirely old like that. They are still very beautiful. This actually made them so, and it was really emotional for us. Another time we have this thing we call the well-being parties where we bring all of them together. They talk to people their age, they gist, they laugh, they just share experiences. And one of those times we team did I still have a voice. What did we do with this? What we did with this was say your name because we realized that most of these times in the communities, these women are just called, oh, mama, yeah, yeah, shukura, yeah, this, yeah, that, mama. You don't even know their actual names. And so, we asked, how do you want to be addressed? And then said, my name is Rosie. You would just imagine the beautiful names these women actually did have, like the beautiful names that they had, and we're like, wow, we can't keep calling them mama and all of that. So yes, this goes a long way in this for this kind of things. You don't even need to spend so much money. This goes a long way in boosting their self-confidence, making them understand that they are loved and they still matter, no matter at what age they are. Another thing is if they must take a nap, let them take a nap early and let it be short. So there's something, I don't know, for mothers that have children, there's something that they do. Once the child is sleeping in the afternoon and it feels like it's getting towards the evening, you notice that they force the child to
To
wake up
wake
because
up,
they know
yeah.
if this child should sleep till evening, nobody is sleeping at
Mm-hmm.
night. So this is also applicable to older persons. When they take a nap, let them take a nap early, like mid-afternoon. Because once they sleep till evening, of course, it would disrupt their nighttime sleep. And also, when they take a nap, let's ensure that they sleep in really comfortable places. Another thing you can do for them is don't keep them locked away. Let them socialize. Let them socialize with people their age. Let them socialize with other people. This goes a long way in making them very cheerful. You know, take their children, like as a child, take their grandchildren to them. Most of us were far from our older parents. So take their grandchildren to them from time to time. Ensure that you visit them always. Because there's sad thing that someone can just be in a community and people are just wondering, does this woman have children? Does she not have children? From time to time, you don't need to have all the money in the world. The love and the attention would go a long way in helping these women age well and be at peace. Don't go a long time without checking up on your older ones. Do not go a long time without checking up on them. No parent that has raised a child deserves to be treated in that kind of manner in their old age. When you check up on them, we said older women worry a lot. Most of their worry is not about any other thing, it's about their children. So when you check up on them, you help them reduce their worry. You help reduce their worry by checking up on them. Then the other thing is cognitive behavioral therapy. So for this is just creating a safe space for them where they can be able to express themselves, where they can be
Okay.
able to talk.
Mm.
And this is something we did in the course of our project with our psychosocial support circles.
Okay.
We had we had professionals come in, speak to the heart of these women, And you would notice that these women would talk about things bothering them, things that they had gone through, and some of them would just break down with tears. All those help them relieve these emotions instead of them having it in their head, thinking about it. They just know that they can talk about this with people. They can share their opinions and be heard. Don't be quick as a younger person. Don't be quick to disregard the opinion of an older person or an older woman. It makes them feel like all the things that they had gone through, that there's no wisdom in them. And no, don't be quick to disregard their opinions. Don't let them feel like they are heard. Let them know that you hear them, that you see them. They are not invincible. You are not blind to the things that they had gone through. Let them know that you hear them, that you see them, and that you love them. This will go a long way in making them calm, in improving their sleep patterns.
Okay.
And lastly, the government needs to go back to their drawing board and resuscitate welfare schemes for older women. I know that sometime in 2016, the government of Governor Ambode was trying to set up homes for the elderly in 4 strategic locations in Lagos, but with the end of that regime, that's plan, I don't think it has come back. So the government needs to go back to their drawing board and resuscitate this welfare scheme for older women. And families must ensure that these people are provided for and are well taken care of. Because most of the times, the people we've interacted with in our communities, they are hungry. And the truth is, how can these women sleep at night if they are hungry? Even you as a younger person, how can you sleep at night when you are hungry? Not to talk more of an older person. So families must ensure that these people are well taken care of, that they are well catered for. And the truth is that most of them are giving up dreams and aspirations for their children, for their families, to have a better life, to get to where they are. So they must not be abandoned. They shouldn't be abandoned.
Abandoned.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, Regina Solomon. She's a programs officer for Center for Gender Economics in Africa. And she has taken us through why rest and quality sleep is important for older women, for their physical, mental and emotional health. She has also told us some of the common sleep issues that older women might have, and then she's given us also lifestyle changes that could actually aid them to sleep better, and of course how family, friends and all of that association could actually help them feel better. Thank you so much, Regina Solomon. So as we wrap this conversation up this morning, what would you want us to take home from the projects that Center for Gender Economics in Africa has done so far? What's the take home for us this morning as regards, older women, their health, well-being, and even sleep patterns too?
Okay. So just to reiterate, I would like us to understand that rest and sleep is important to one's physical and emotional health. More, it's as a younger person, you can be spontaneous with the things you do, but we need to pay careful attention to the older ones. We need to make sure that they maintain a regular sleep schedule. We need to incorporate healthy habits into their daily routines. The things that they used to do before, you can't go and see your older parents and take bread for them, sugar bread. That is not what they need. We need to incorporate healthy habits into their daily routines, because this will help them promote better sleep. And more than anything, we need to prioritize restful sleep. So it is important that we pay attention to the elderly. Don't be quick to disregard them. Pay attention to their opinions, pay attention to their needs. More than anything, understand that you don't need to have all the money in the world. It comes in the love, in the care, in the support, the emotional support that you give them. Thank you. So these are few of the things that I would like us to take on.
All
even
right.
as we wrap up.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, Regina Solomon. Thank you for being a part of the program or talking to us about resting, aging, and, giving sleeping tips for older women. Thank you so much. And wish you all the best as you keep taking care of a lot of older women out there and, giving them the best old age experience, I would say. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you so much.
All right. Do have a great weekend.
And you too. Thank you.
All right, so that's it from the Programs Officer, Center for Gender Economics in Africa, Regina Solomon, and I'm sure that we have the necessary information we need to take care of our older people or older, let's say older generation, or no, not older generation right now, but the aged among us. Yes, older people among us, the old people among us. So I'm hoping that we are able to take care of them better, and we are, because at the end of the day, we'll definitely get there. And once you get there, how do you want to be treated? How do you want people to help you out? So I think it's just fair that we are able to help out right now, even if they're not, you're not related to them, but you see them every day, you come across one or two each day. Please be kind to them and help as much as you can. All right, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7. Thank you all so much for staying with us. Coming up at 12 is the news. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Stay tuned to Women Radio WFM 91.7.